Hey you guys, welcome to my monthly reset video for the month, well, I'm starting the month of July. So we're gonna be resetting today. It is actually, 8:17 in the PM and my sister Mary just left. It is July 1st, but part of my July goals, as normally with other months, it is to have a nightly cleanup where I just clean up a little part of my room or a little part of the apartment, and I'm gonna count it as part of my monthly reset. So we're gonna do a little bit of work in the kitchen, and I was just hoping you guys would join me and that you would just see the rest of what I want to make my new monthly reset habits. So let's dive in. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, you guys, hello. I am back from work and I am ready to reset this month. I have right here my little whiteboard where I like to put all of my lists because I make about 1,000 lists every week. So I'm hoping that today, right now it is 4:07, so I'm feeling really ambitious with all of this. I'm hoping to clean my bathroom, clear off my counter, which I did do a lot of last night in my nightly cleanup. I'd like to reset my car. I have my catch-all bench over by my stairs. I'd like to clear that off. I want to put away my scrapbooking stuff because that has been cluttering my kitchen table for a while. I'm going to take out my trash. I'm going to reflect on my goals. It is July, which means January through June were the first 6 months of the year. So we're halfway through the year, and now I would like to look back at what I've done, look at my vision board, just see where my life is, just kind of dial it in and see where I'm at and see what I want to adjust at this halfway point. I would also like to choose my TBR for July, choose all the books I want to try to read this month, which I'm so excited for. I want to do that right now, but my little TBR corner is so cozy that what are you doing? My little TBR corner is so cozy, and I want to wait and do that until tonight when I can like turn on my little lamp and a candle and stuff. So then I also need to do a little bit of meal prep. I was going to do pick out some of my summer meal recipes and do them this week, but it's already Wednesday. Tomorrow we're cooking out at work. On the 4th of July, which is Friday, I'm going to be grilling with Mary. So I just don't want to make a bunch of food. I just feel like waiting until next week to do a big meal prep. But I need to cut up. I used all my onions and my broccoli today, so I need to do a little bit more veggie cutting, which actually I think I only have onions, but I'll at least cut that. And then I Came home, immediately threw my bedding into the wash, which I should have done that this morning and I didn't, and that is my bad. But the sun is still blazing outside, so I think if I hang my duvet outside, it will clean itself. It'll dry. And then I also want to do my financial review, which I think I vlogged about last month. And then last thing, my most amazing sweet mother, generous queen, bought me this gallon of maple syrup, and I took some of it out, but I would like to can the rest of it so it doesn't go bad and I can use it in small increments. So those are my goals for today. If I don't get this done, I won't be surprised, but all the other stuff I would love to get done. I just need to lock in and do it. 1, 2, 3, let's lock in. Okay, hello you guys. I just did all of the food prep that I could. Honestly, I don't have all the fresh veg that I would like to right now, but I did chop up more onions, and I had a couple of baby bell peppers and some carrots. So I cut those up so I can eat those, and then I cleaned out my fridge a little bit, and then I made supper. I had this wonderful grilled cheese with a piece of Ezekiel toast, and then I put some of the kale pesto from Trader Joe's on it, and some of the raw milk cheese that I got from Maple City Market. It was so good. And then I had some ground beef on the side because I wanted more protein, and then I did the other day I got some soup and a grilled cheese from a place called Boardwalk Cafe in Peru, Indiana, because it's called the Monday Special, and my friend Kirsten told me I had to try it, and I have been meaning to try it literally for months, and I finally tried it. The grilled cheese, first of all, is garlicky, and it was possibly the best grilled cheese I ever had. It was so good. I smashed the day that I got it, but I wasn't hungry enough to eat the soup. And the soup is like a tomato bisque, and it reminds me a lot of the tomato basil soup at the Legendary Grind, but it was less sweet. But it was so good. So I had that as well. So I had soup, grilled cheese, ground beef. And now I'm sitting down to do my financial review for part of my monthly reset and part of my monthly goals. I'm just trying this out. I don't know if this timing is gonna work out. I may need to adjust. But right now I'm trying to put my phone away at 7 p.m. and it's 6:37. So we're in a bit of a crunch. I did waste like 10 minutes, not actually waste. It took me 10 minutes to find this form that I used to track my spending. I couldn't find it anywhere. I was panicking. I thought that I lost it. I couldn't remember what I called it. So I went back on an old vlog where I show it for like 2 seconds. I zoomed in, I saw the name, I searched my computer, and I finally found it, and I don't understand why it was hidden. But with that being said, I need to stop yapping and get to punching numbers into my spreadsheet so I know how I did with my budget. And I would also like for you to know that I did really well until like the last 5 days, and I fear just in those last 5 days I really busted my budget. So that is my own fault, but let's dive in. So the first thing I do is I go into my phone, into my notes, and I have this note called June Spend. This month I made my note a little different, and I think it's gonna be much more efficient. So it says June Spend, and then I have grocery, and then like on the 1st I bought groceries, so I put $26.49 from Maple City Market. And then like on the 29th I went to Aldi and I spent $116. They did have their grass-fed beef on sale, and I got a couple extra pounds to put in the freezer, so that really added to it. Anyway, I did that. So I have like a grocery, I have a coffee and out to eat, I have a gas, miscellaneous, tech, entertainment, gifts, money I spent on TDY, which I did not go on any work trips this month, so that one's empty. I have my tithing and also my blessing money, my phone bill, my supplements, and then I have a little note because I got some money from work for some whatever. Anyway, so now I'm gonna copy and paste this whole note, so I have one to save and one that I can copy. So now I have the whole thing here again, and I can delete as I go. So I just prop this up on my little laptop right here, and I go on my handy little calculator, and then I add up, and then I have a new, with this new process, on my June spend, I have my description, so all those categories, and then I have my budget goal, what I wanted it to be, and then I'm going to type in and see what I actually did. So I have 20 minutes. Let's dive in and do this. And yes, I am wondering how I went $1,300 over budget. That's crazy. Let's plan for next month. My friend Hannah really inspired me with the quote, replace, don't accumulate. So that's really gonna be my mindset for July, I think. That's really what I'm gonna try to focus on. Okay, you guys, the next thing that we're gonna go over is my monthly goals for this month. Part of my reset every month is putting new goals into my habit tracker and then seeing what I want to work on. So this month Some of my cores are always brush and floss, because although I am very good at doing those every night now, because I used to skip flossing all the time, it is something that I still feel like I need the reward of checking off that I did it. Like I'm not comfortable taking it off because I love that little gratification. So anyway, brush and floss, track my spending, do my nightly cleanup, do push-ups every day, do movement 5 days a week, journal every night, and now I added nightly reading versus just like I used to have certain nonfiction or whatever, but now I just want to read before bed because I think it's a great time, a great way to rewind, or to, oh my gosh, it's a great way to unwind. And along with that, my goal has been to have no phone after 1900. So no phone after 7 p.m. Today I did go, I think it was like 7:07 by the time I put it away. So, I mean, it's okay. I'm not gonna be like super strict with it, but the intent is basically to unplug earlier so I can do all of the things in my nighttime routine that I would like to do, including my cleanup, reading my book, writing in my journal. I know that there's gonna be some nights where it doesn't work, like every Tuesday night, except for this week we didn't because of the 4th, but I have a young adults group that I meet with, and I drive all the way to Goshen, which is over an hour for me, and it ends at like 8 or 8:15, and then I have a whole hour to come back. So obviously I will not be able to start my nighttime routine at that time for those days, and that's totally fine. And then the next thing is a daily office. I think I spoke a little bit about this in another vlog, where it's basically you take time out of your day to like intentionally spend time with God, just so that you're always realigning yourself with the Spirit like throughout the day, because it's so easy to get distracted with things. One of the ways that I like to implement that is with Pete Scazzero, I think that's how you say his last name, with his little daily devotionals. All of them have the same structure. This one is specifically for relationships, and then or just like kind of, I guess it is like geared more towards that, so it'll have things that help you become more emotionally healthy with relationships. But they all have you start it with 2 minutes of stillness with God, and then there is a scripture that they have in here, and then they have a little devotional, and then a question to consider to like reflect on, and then also a prayer. So this one is a little bit longer than some of them, and then you end it with 2 minutes of silence as well. And it's just a super helpful guided way. I have one, just the regular emotionally healthy day by day. I have that one at work, and then I have that one at home. But you also don't have to use those. Sometimes if I am like not at my desk, or I'm somewhere else, or if I'm on a trip, I literally just go and I take a moment of silence with the Lord. I just like sit in his presence. So that one is like super flexible in how you do it, but I just like being intentional with making sure I do that every day. And I also have alarms on my watch to remind me to do those. And then the last thing is 5 minutes of scripture memorization. And I've also talked about that before. I have these little index cards. I just moved them. Some of them are blank, but some of them, I learned, oh my gosh, I learned a new technique where, well, okay, so I write the verse in full here, but I learned a new technique where you write the first letter of every word, and that is a way that you can help memorize, and I have found it extremely helpful. So I've been doing that on the backs with all of them, and I love that technique. So that is my last daily habit goal. And then for weekly habits, I have meal prep, do a Sabbath, and coconut oil pull. And then for my monthly habits, I wanted to make sure I did my financial review, I read 4 books this month, and I wash my sheets and bedding. So literally 2 of those I knocked out today because I did my financial review and I washed my sheets and my bedding, which I did it so soon in the month, and I'm so proud because that financial review sometimes really takes me a while. The next thing we're gonna do is reflect on our goals. We're halfway through the year. This is crazy. Okay, let's start with talking what my goals were for this year. And I will do that by showing you my vision board. Okay, how am I gonna do this? So this top corner is a bunch of pictures of, like, there's some Bible ones, there's just some book ones, and they're just all pink and girly and bowified. Like this one says, I'm just a girl who loves reading, and there's like a book with a bow bookmark and a Bible, and another one with like pink notes, and then these are just some cutesy pink books with pink flowers and journaling. And that is just because I wanted this to be a year of reading, a year of really embracing being a girl, and just like doing things that girls do. And yeah, and doing a lot of writing and just like really enjoying my time with God and just like relishing in it almost. I don't know if that makes sense, but just really being in it. And then writing also, keeping consistent with my journaling. And honestly, I've kind of been slaying these. I did actually in the month of May have a really big break in my writing, and that was super overwhelming, but I'm back on it for the most part. Like sometimes I still miss a day, but that's been going really good. My Bible time or my Jesus time has been going good. I will say I've been having some like weird, I don't know, like I just haven't always been, I'm not really sure. I'm like still trying to like process this on my own on like how I'm feeling about it, but sometimes I almost feel unmotivated to be in the Word specifically. But I really want to read like my other books. Like right now I'm reading Ordering Your Private World by George MacDonald, I think. But I think what I've been concluding a little bit is because I have those books as some of my goals to finish, I almost feel like rushed to read those, whereas I can't check anything physical off with my Bible. And so I think I just need to realign my priorities there. So I feel like this is a good check-in because it's really been making me think about that. Like maybe after this book is done, I need to take a break from my like nonfiction books almost. I know that sounds crazy, or at least moving them to a different time of the day from my morning routine, because I feel like it almost distracts me, or it makes me feel rushed to get done with my Bible so I can go into that. So that's something to consider. And then also here I have the Wishbone Kitchen cookbook. I got her cookbook. I had pre-ordered it last year and it finally came this month, or not this month, this year. I think I've had it for maybe 2 months, but I made only one thing so far. But I went through and I picked a bunch of the things I want to make, and I'm so excited. I just wanted to be a recipe book girly this year, a recipe card. I think I have, here I have some pictures of some recipe cards. And I also have been using recipe cards so much. I've gotten recipes from my friends from like Pinterest, and I've written them on there, and I take them out of my little recipe box all the time. Oh my gosh, and it's so fun and I love it. I don't know, yeah, I'm just such a big fan. And then this says more sunsets, more poetry, more tea, more dancing, more flowers, more painting, more singing, more reading, more cooking. I think I've had more of all of those except for maybe that painting. And honestly, I have not had much dancing or poetry. Everything else we've been having more of, and it's just so fun. And then also here I have a little like latte cup with some cutie little flowers, and then this is like just some friends, just girls being girls and friends being friends. And that was just like me being intentional with my friendships and getting to do things with them and having coffee with them because I love coffee. So that part has been good this year. I honestly have also been working on saying no to work when I need to, because I've always been very much a yes man. And so this summer specifically, I haven't signed up for any trips, so I'm trying to stay home and just like really be with my people, because I've missed the last couple summers because of work, and so loving that. And then this is just my little 2025 thing. Here I have a picture of me on the airplane, because I am going through some training to prepare myself to be an instructor. However, they have not been able to get dates to send me to school, so that may actually not happen until next year, like 2026. However, I've been preparing for it, so that's okay. And I have some more pink flowers here. I have the word discipline, which I feel like every single person and their mother wants to be more disciplined, but that is something that I really wanted to work on more these days. And that kind of ties in with some of the healthy food choices, matcha, drinking more tea, active, being cute and girly, and working out. And I had, as a lot of people do, some hills and valleys with that. So I'm back in a good movement habit right now, and I've really been working on like nutrition as well, specifically with like hormones and stuff. And also, I know that I've talked about this before, but I used to be super anti-intermittent fasting because I was like, it's bad for women's hormones. Like, you can't just like do it the way that men do and have it work for the same for you. But then I read this book. My friend Sandra recommended it to me, and also probably like 30 people before her, but for some reason I didn't listen to anyone until she told me. Finally read it, changed my life, and I was feeling so good on it. Like, I was literally live, laugh, living, thriving. And then I went on a trip in May. Actually went on several. I was gone for a lot of the month, and I completely like fell off. I just completely stopped doing it. I just was very much undisciplined. I wanted to only give in to instant gratification, like having a decaf latte at night, because even though that would not make so I wasn't starting my fast or like giving my digestive system a break. So it has been a little bit challenging to get back in the spin of things and just like saying no, because it's actually way easier and more rewarding than I thought it would be. I have found myself feeling really good, and it's been much more exciting for me to make really big nutritious lunches and stuff for like when I do break my fast. And also the thing with this is during different parts of your cycle you fast differently. So like the week before menstruation you actually are not supposed to fast, and if you do it can't be more than like 13 hours, or that's what she suggests. So it's not even like I'm fasting that long every day, but right now I am in the phase where I'm fasting longer, and so that's why it has been a little bit challenging. But I feel like that just ties in with discipline, because I really like was reflecting and I was like, Eva, are you being so serious right now? You are so capable of this. Why are you like self-sabotaging? Because that is definitely something that I have done and probably will continue to have to unlearn. So recommend this book. Really fun and fresh to experiment with. And also the craziest thing is too is like the difference in like energy levels and like sleeping better. Oh my gosh, my sleep has been so good, and I do think some of that has had to do with less screens and more nighttime wind down. But anyway, this is gonna be so long. I love that for me. Here I have 2 rabbits that say want some tea, and the other rabbit says herbal or verbal, and I just think that's hilarious. But I put that on there because I wanted to be more of a tea girl this year, and I have been more of a tea girl. It's so fun. I've definitely still been drinking my coffee, but I've really been into Earl Grey and making homemade London fogs, and Lanita got me on adding some of the culinary grade lavender flowers to it. Literally, you're joking me. Also, I make it with honey instead of vanilla syrup, and I just find it to be completely delightful. I literally am obsessed with them. So yeah, that's what that is. And then here I also have some pink pickleball paddles, and I just wanted to play more pickleball this year. You guys, my friends Kirsten and Abby from work have really been helping with this one, and we've been pickleballing it up. They actually invited me to go tonight, and I did decline. I know, that's crazy, but I just really wanted to get this monthly reset done. I really felt like knocking it out, you know what I mean? So I just said no, because I am ordering my private world. I am budgeting my time the way that I need to, and yeah, not me like getting on my book soapbox. So pickleball, here I have some Andrew Bell lyrics. It says, there's too much smoke to see it, there's too much broke to feel this, but I love you all. Wait, that's the shirt I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Pieces merch as well, because I did indeed go to another Andrew Bell concert. I went to one in Indianapolis by myself, might I add, my first solo concert, and it was so wonderful. He is such a kind person, and I love the Black Bear album because this tour was for the 10-year anniversary of Black Bear, which is now 12 years old. But it was so great. He literally just sang the Black Bear album from top to bottom, and then In Your Veins as a bonus, and it was so good. Love Andrew Bell, look him up. And then here I just have a bunch of Rare Beauty blush there, and then also a girl getting ready, and there's like coffee and like more makeup there. And mostly that's just because one of the most wonderful things about being a girl and getting ready and romanticizing life is having one of your favorite YouTubers on and putting on some blush and doing your hair and just being a girl. And like, I don't know, maybe like 10 years from now I'm gonna look back and be like, girl, what were you doing? But right now, there's literally nothing better. I love it so much. Here we have a little chandelier with a bunch of bows, and as you may see, I also have some actual physical bows on here, and that's just because I'm really embracing my bow era. I'm embracing pink and being a girl, as I've already mentioned like 17 times. So I just really like that inspo. And then this is also a Christmas tree with a bunch of bows on it, which is fun. Let me get a little closer. And then we also have this says, the secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. And that is a lot of where like my habit tracker comes in, and just all those little decisions that I'm making every day. I also have this thing that says glowing skin. I've really been working on my skincare routine, which honestly is, I'll probably do another vlog more in depth about this, but the main thing is the Cosmo Beauty tallow products. And then I also have a couple of wipes I've been using, and a milk toner that I've been enjoying. Honestly, I will be candid, I don't know if the milk toner is doing anything, but I love putting it on. And then also snail mucin, big fan. I've used almost an entire bottle and I love that. So, but I'll go more into that some other time. I also have, this is a bunch of pictures of envelopes. I wanted to write more letters this year, and 2 of my sisters and I have been writing each other, more so Lanita than Lisa. Lisa, please write me back, seriously. So that's been super fun. Also, like my little cousin, and I've just like sent out some thank you cards. It's so fun because oh, and my friend Hannah. I just love snail mail, and it's just been so fun to do that. And then I also have a girl here walking with the matcha, and that's because I want to drink more matcha and do more walking. And I've been walking some, but I would love to walk outside more. Since it's been so hot though, I've just been on my walking pad, but this is in front of my walking pad, and so I stare at it every time I walk, and that totally helps because it just like reminds me every time I walk of what I want to be aligned with. Also, that was my word for 2025, was align. Just like being like putting my life into alignment with what I believe and what my goals are, kind of, if that makes sense. This clip is already 12 minutes. I need to really get on with it. This picture of me is when I was younger and I had a laptop, and I'm just like really locked in, and that was my inspo, just to lock in. Like, I'm all about slow life, living life, being present, but I'm also about that grind set and locking in when it's time so that you can rest when it's time. That's what I'm about. And then here is a bunch of ribbon and scrapbooking, because I'm in my scrapbooking era, you guys, and I actually have been, which is so fun, you guys. I've had so much fun with it. Like, it's just so not serious, and it's so creative and such a fun way to preserve memories. So I've been doing that. And then this says, find joy in the simple things and life will always be fulfilling. And honestly, that's so real. Like I said, finding joy in a little walk, in a little tea, in having a chat with a friend, you know what I mean? Like, it's all so good, and I love it. Also, I forgot to mention over here, I have a magic puzzle and this pink puzzle because I wanted to continue to be in my puzzle girl era, and so I have continued. I always have a puzzle going. Right now I have a 4th of July puzzle going, and it's so cutie. Because I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the 2nd of July as I'm talking. Where are we? Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I talked about these little cutie pink and bow weights, which are like a little bit chuggy to look at, but however, comma, I am simply just a girl and I wanted my workout inspiration to be cutesy. So we have that, and then we have this ad was for Givenchy, and I just cut it to say give because I love giving and I want generosity to, oh my gosh, I love giving and I want generosity to continue to be a big part of who I am, because people have so generously blessed me in my life, and I want to do that in return to people. And also I just feel like that is who God is, and obviously we are always trying to be more like him and more aligned with the character of God. So that's a big one. And then this verse, oh no, I just took off my bow. I have 2 Corinthians 12, 9 and 10. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That's why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And I love that verse, and I just wanted to like really lean into that, because there have been some times this year that I have really needed that reminder. Then I also have a picture here of a bunch of pink yarn because I wanted to continue to be my crochet era. And so I have. I am working on a baby blanket, and I taught some of my little cousins how to crochet. So that's what I've been doing for that era. And then this little corner, we have some little sourdough kitchen cooking girl inspo, and have I been on it. I made my first sourdough artisan loaf. My camera battery is dying. I need to quick carry this. And I've made all sorts of new things like biscuits, pizza crust, all the good things, pancakes. And then also I want to be more fluent in Spanish, and to do that I've been doing my Duolingo. My streak has been very long. So that is my final vision board inspo. Let me pose for a thumbnail. Thank you for joining me. Okay, you guys, now it is the time to do what I've been anticipating most. It is 7:40. I did have to put a little curtain over the window so I'm not all backlit, so you can see my cozy little TBR shelf. If you want to know more about that, come back in August for Vlogust. Yes, you heard it right. I will not be doing Vlogmas this year in December due to unforeseen circumstances, but I will be doing Vlogust, which could be just as fun because I'm planning on being home for the summer. We're gonna have all sorts of fun activities. I'm gonna do some bookish vlogs, but for now we need to go over my July TBR. Now, my actual goal for the month is to read at least 4 books, and I do think that's totally doable. Last month was the most I've ever read in a month that I was tracking, and that was 9 books, which was a lot for me. Normally I read like 3. So, but I've just really been like zoned in on the reading lately, and I was really zoned in on bringing down my physical TBR, which I was doing so amazing at, and then I went and bought 12 books yesterday. So that did not help, but it was at a library book sale and it was super cheap, and that will be coming in a Vlogust vlog, a haul of the books that I got. Now, short ramble long, I am currently reading Ordering Your Private World. So I am well into this. I think I'm at like 49% actually. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I've been reading that with my devotions. That's when I was yammering on about earlier about if I should stop doing it during that time. Then I also have Utmost Classic Readings and Prayers of Oswald Chambers. This is a 90-day inspirational reading to strengthen your soul. So I will not finish this one this month, but I am reading it. And then also kind of along those same lines, this is Emma. Normally I do not read these small books except for when I'm traveling. However, I started this one on a trip and I want to finish it because I just like, honestly, I'm having a hard time walking into it. So Mary had the idea that I use this book for my nightly reading, and I just read a chapter or 2 before bed. So with that being said, I don't know if I'll finish it unless I get super into it. Maybe I'll like really get into it. I'm on page 94, but because the pages are so small, it is like, it's a lot of pages. 590 pages. So 84 is not much in the grand scheme of things, but this will be my nightly one, and we'll just see how far I get through it. But now into the fun ones. This one is called The Last Bookshop in London, and I really want to read this book. I started it today at lunch and it was so wonderful. So far it's like everything that I want. It's historical fiction and it's best friends, and there's a bookshop going to be involved. Let's go. I'm literally so excited to keep reading this. I'm like 30 pages in, I think. I got a little bit interrupted, or like 24 actually. I made it to page 24. Next, I got the book Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I have read his book, A Man Called Uwe, and then also one of his other short stories, I believe. But I have not read this one, and I found it recently, and I've really been wanting to read more of his books, so I'm very intrigued. I have no idea. Didn't even read the blurb. No idea what it's about. Excited to find out. And then also this book is called A Very Large Expansive Sea. I did buy this at the library, sneak peek. And I did judge this book by its cover. I thought it was so gorge. The spine is gonna look lovely on my bookshelf once I'm done reading it. And it says that it's about Shirin, a Muslim girl who is tired of being stereotyped. She's not surprised by how horrible people are. And then she meets a guy named Ocean James, and he's the first person in forever who really seems to want to know Shirin. So, I don't know, should be interesting. This one's just a little bit different for me. I'll see if I actually like it or if I should not have judged a book by its cover because it's really cute. And then lastly, I have been trying to reread some of my childhood favorites that I bought a long time ago just to have them, and now I'm like, I should reread them and see if I still like them. So this month I decided to do Just Ella. So that one. So I have like 4 fun books. I have The Utmost. I have Ordering Your Private World. Wait, I should choose one more nonfiction book. Okay, we're gonna do Purpose Driven Life, you guys. I have seen this book everywhere. There was like 3 or 4 copies at the library book sale. I know it's such a popular book, and honestly, maybe it's like not even a good book. I don't even know why. I bought it a long time ago because I heard so much about it, or I just saw it so many places I thought I needed to read it. So I did buy it, and it's been on my TBR for so long because I just like haven't gone into it. So because I am finishing this one at a pretty rapid rate, even if I don't read it with my morning Jesus time, maybe I just want to have another nonfiction book on deck. So is this a lot of books? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus Emma and Utmost. But this is literally, these are 1-page things, so they will not take, they take like 1 to 3 minutes depending on how much I'm contemplating when I'm reading with my, because I have a reading timer that I always set. And then this one, honestly, with how I've been doing, totally doable, especially if I have a day off and I can just read an entire book in a day. Literally the best. But I just also love the setting. Like, I haven't ever vlogged here before. It's so cute. Even though right now you can't even see my little lantern and my candle. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me for this monthly reset. I'm so ready for the month of July. I'm going into it feeling so fresh and clean. Like, my car is so clean, my kitchen's clean, my bathroom's clean, my living room's clean. I did all my laundry. My duvet is out there drying. Actually, it's 100% dry by now. I will bring those in. I would film it, but I'm ready to end this vlog. So just know that I'm going to be putting my new pillowcase on, putting the duvet back on my bed, and it's going to be so wonderful. So thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I hope this inspires you to do a little monthly reset, and maybe you can just put this on the background while you're doing it. I need to actually go. Bye! Okay, hello you guys. I just, what did I do? Right. Honestly, it makes me want to cry.